Part 99. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 981. On the flying warship, it seemed a little chaotic. As the initiator of this matter, Fang Fan is indifferent. Gu Neng, the pavilion master of Chasing Soul Pavilion, covered his chest and wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, his face full of helplessness. He was also affected a little bit just now. Palace Master Fang Fan, just now, I saw that the spiritual energy was heading towards you just now. Could it be? The words behind the Master of Chasing Soul Pavilion were not directly spoken, but the meaning he wanted to express was obvious. The breath of the true king. Palace Master Fang Fan, you won't break through again, will you? Gu Neng's expression changed. If he remembered correctly, Fang Fan broke through once more than 10 minutes ago, and that time there was some movement, but it wasn't too big. Gu Neng's stunned sound attracted everyone's attention. At this moment, Zi Ling didn't care whether the flying warship belonged to the motion pavilion, and directly boarded it, grabbing Fang Fan's arm and looking at it for a while. Within half an hour, there will be breakthroughs one after another. If something goes wrong, there will be demons. Fang Fan, what's wrong with you? If there is a problem, be sure to say it. We can solve it for you. Zi Ling took a breath, her beautiful eyes showing a worried look. She was really afraid that something would happen to Fang Fan. The snake charmer on the other side also arrived in time. Evil. As expected of a monster capable of slaughtering geniuses of all forces. Palace Master Fang Fan, your cultivation talent is definitely the strongest I have ever seen. If you continue to advance at this speed, maybe you will be able to enter the realm of the Emperor within 3 to 5 years. Your bone age seems to be less than 30 years old. Oh my god. How on earth did you cultivate? Snake charm covered his mouth, the light in his eyes flickered uncertainly. As far as she knows, even those geniuses of the 5th and 6th rank powers can break through to the Emperor realm at the age of 30. It is rare. Generally speaking, the so-called young geniuses refer to the geniuses who have placed orders at the age of 100. Fluke. Fang Fan shrugged and said calmly. The last breakthrough was a fluke, this time is it a fluke? Breakthrough twice within half an hour? Is the probability of your luck too high? I am very suspicious of what kind of 1,000-year-old monster you are now. It's just that you used some kind of secret technique to cover up your cultivation base, and now you are slowly revealing your cultivation base. Zi Ling's eyes lit up, the corners of her mouth began to rise slightly, and she felt more and more that her speculation was very likely. As he spoke, he nodded his head. Fang Fan was speechless. Your old imagination is as good as ever. Still a 1,000-year-old monster? Also cover up the cultivation base with secret techniques? Am I full? It's really just an accident. Fang Fan sighed, no one believed it? Humph. The ghosts believe you. Zi Ling raised her head beautifully, with a little coquettish tone. Everyone couldn't help but focus their attention from Fang Fan to Zi Ling. In their eyes, the former sacred Emperor Xiling and the current palace master of Xiling Palace have always been the kind of glamorous beauty, the kind who owes a lot of words on weekdays. Now not only is he willing to take the initiative run over to talk to Fang Fan, and the tone doesn't sound right. What are you looking at me for? Zi Ling's face turned red, her eyes dodged a little. Tisk tisk tisk, I didn't see anything, I just thought that Palace Master Xiling was really charming. Motion Pavilion Demon Emperor Snake Charm on the side laughed a few words. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 982. In the past, Zi Ling would definitely try to refute Snake Charm, but this time, she glanced around the surroundings with a guilty conscience, and then said nothing. The flying warships continued to sail. Speaking of which, it has been almost 10 days on this journey. According to the estimated time of the snake charm, it will arrive in about 3 or 5 days. After soothing Yun Xiaoxiao, who was swaying in his arms, Fang Fan's attention was once again focused on his own level. At this moment, I have realized the power of two laws. The law of desolation has been fully comprehended. As for the law of, for the time being, I only comprehended a little. So now I have been promoted to the real king realm. And if you want to break through to the one-star emperor's realm, the premise is to perfect the power of the second law. Then fuse the power of two fully comprehended laws. After the fusion, the spirit of the emperor will be derived. The power of the emperor is born from the spirit of the emperor. Fang Fan's eyes lit up and he looked a little excited. From the 10-star king level to the weak real king level, it is the ultimate real king level. Almost 10 billion low-end law comprehension cards are used. A low-end version of the law comprehension card costs 10,000 crystals. Trillion divine crystals. Throw away the trillions of God crystals that have been used, I still have more than 200 trillion God crystals on me. But the 100 trillion divine crystals among them have now been exchanged for the low-end version of the law comprehension card. Fang Fan pondered to himself, obviously, at this moment he is not short of money at all. Moreover, these already purchased low-end version of the law comprehension cards are wasted if they are not used. This road can still go on. Continue to use the low-end version of the law to comprehend the card promotion. Fang Fan took a deep breath and then continued his journey of promotion. Ding. Consume tens of billions of low-end law comprehension cards, and fully understand the law of. Fang Fan nodded secretly when the sound of the system sound came from his ear, as expected. Rumbling. The thunder in the sky gathered again, and lightning bolts landed around the flying warship. One after another crazy spiritual power condensed crazily again. The surroundings are full of a sense of vicissitudes. The vicissitudes of life, the changing times. The madly gathered aura is about to condense into a liquid. The gathering speed of the surrounding spiritual energy was too fast, so the flying warship swayed from side to side. Clack clack. The hard hull of the flying warship could not help but start to be broken through defenses. Everyone's eyes instantly became horrified. I'm going. What's going on? Don't scare me so much. Day. Is this the end of the day? Could it be that some big monster is attacking the flying warship? Everyone is ready for all defenses and ready to attack at any time. The situation is not good. Be careful. Move. Move me all the way. I rub it. Last time I almost went crazy, this time, I went completely crazy. Whoa, I'm miserable. Didn't you say that the flying warships drive like they are on the ground? Grass. Liars. All the liars are liars. Oh, shameless. Too shameless. How can you deceive me like this? My mind is broken. It's really broken. Voices of accusations came one after another, and as the initiator of the whole thing, Fang Fan was also a little stunned. This, he really didn't make a breakthrough this time. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 983. Palace Master Fang Fan. The source of the gathering of spiritual energy is yours. The snake charm came quickly, and his face was naturally darker. Soon, Guneng, the pavilion master of Chasing Soul Pavilion, also rushed over with a strange expression on his face. Palace Master Fang Fan, have you made a breakthrough again? Guneng swallowed a mouthful of saliva involuntarily. Are today's young people so strong? The promotion level is so fast. If I remember correctly, this hour, no. To be precise, it should have been done twice within half an hour. At this time, Xiling also walked in from the flying warship, and brought in all the geniuses of Xiling Palace by the way, because there is really no way to stay outside. That terrifying aura storm could even break through the defenses of flying warships, not to mention the immature geniuses of Xiling Palace. Continuing to stay outside, Xiling felt that it might not be long before everything would cool down. Fang Fan. I am more and more suspicious that you are a 1,000-year-old monster. What sorcery are you using to unlock your cultivation base? Xiling stared at her eyes, snorted twice, and had a real hammer look on her face. She thought that was it. Fang Fan has a helpless look on his face. I'm too hard. This time, I really didn't get promoted. It's just that the power of the second law is perfected. I don't know why there is such a commotion. Fang Fan sighed lightly. His physique is also very ordinary. How could he comprehend the power of a law to make such a big movement? Hey, you really improved your cultivation level again. The power of the second law has been fully scrutinized. It seems that it won't be long before I can really be promoted to the Emperor's realm. The eyes of Snake Charm are full of brilliance. She originally thought that she was already a genius of a monster, and it took less than 100 years to upgrade from the weak Real King realm to the one-star Emperor realm. But the strong has its own strong middle. Compared with Fang Fan's promotion speed, he is really embarrassed to talk about his deeds. What a shame. Everyone hurriedly warned that if you break through again, you must say hello in advance. This flying warship can't stand a lot of tossing. Fang Fan promised one by one. According to the normal promotion path, when the power of the second law is also fully screened, the power of the two laws should merge with each other. Why, I haven't felt this way yet. The power of these two laws has not moved at all. Is it because I use the low-end version of the law to comprehend the power of the card to comprehend the power of the law? Fang Fan pondered to himself, and his heart was full of doubts. Ding. Please choose the promotion path for the host. First, directly integrate the power of the two laws to achieve the one-star Emperor realm. After you are promoted, you are the most spicy Emperor realm cultivator. Second, continue to comprehend more power of law. The more power of law that is comprehended, and after the final fusion, the more stable the throne of the Emperor, the purer the power of the Emperor, and the stronger the combat power. Future promotion, the smaller the bottleneck. Ding. Warm reminder, when you comprehend the power of the 9 laws, you will be invincible as a true king in the realm of a star emperor. Fang Fan's eyes are full of brilliance. Can he still do this? According to this meaning, the more power you comprehend, the more powerful you are. Understanding the power of the law is equivalent to laying the foundation. The more you understand, the less foundation you have, and the greater your future achievements. Moreover, quantitative changes produce qualitative changes. After comprehending the power of the 9 laws, you can slaughter one-star Emperor Master Realm powerhouses. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 984. Fang Fan lowered his head in thought. The benefits of doing this are self-evident, but it will greatly delay the speed of Fang Fan's promotion. If I choose to be promoted directly to the one-star Emperor realm now, of course I can do it quickly, and heroes such as Galen can also unlock the combat power to the 4-star Emperor realm, but if I want to continue to be promoted in the future, it's not that simple anymore. After all, the layers of restrictions are placed in front, but they are all hurdles that cannot be overcome. At that time, no matter how many laws you use, the law comprehension card will not be able to be promoted. It seems that it is quite cost-effective to use the Divine Crystal to purchase the law comprehension card now. Since you want to build a road to the sky, the foundation must be built to arouse firmness. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes, thinking to himself that some thought patterns appeared repeatedly in his mind. For the sake of future development, we should not drink poison to quench our thirst. Choose the second way. I just don't know how many laws I can comprehend. And the key to understanding the power of the law is to gather a wave of divine crystals. Without divine crystal, it would be bullshit to say 1,000 words and 10,000, without any meaning or value. Fang Fan secretly complained in his heart. Now this situation has been clearly put there, it's just poor money. Now I have more than 100 trillion divine crystals on my body, it's almost enough to comprehend the power of a law, then use it. Fang Fan sighed, he still had to find a chance to support the card shop. These days, it's getting more and more sad. Purchase tens of billions of low-profile law comprehension cards. Continue to comprehend. Ding. Consume tens of billions of law comprehension cards and successfully comprehend a whole space law. The system sound came from his ear, Fang Fan nodded secretly, and there was a deep color in his eyes. The laws of space. Master the power of time and space. Teleport at will. Create a space teleportation array at will. Even, can directly introduce the enemy into the space turbulence for strangulation. Although it takes a lot of spiritual power to control the power of time and space, its victory lies in surprise. If it is controlled well, it will definitely become a big killer in my hands. Fang Fan nodded secretly, he was quite satisfied with the power of this law. Rumbling. One after another thunder appeared again. This time, it was not only a rush of thunder, but there were also terrifying space cracks. In the void, a terrifying face appeared in the rolling river of time and space. These people once accidentally strayed into the long river of time, and now it is a tragic disaster for them. This disaster is still going crazy. Fang Fan's expression changed, and then he flew directly to the exit of the flying warship, directly into the void. At this moment, the Snake Succubus Demon Emperor from Motion Pavilion, the Xiling Palace Master from Xiling Palace, and the Gunang Pavilion Master from Chasing Soul Pavilion have gathered directly together, staring at Fang Fan with burning eyes. That look of scrutiny was very real. Breakthrough again. Several people spoke together, and now they are immune to some extent. For Fang Fan, a non-human being, they really felt extremely helpless. For it. No, I just realized the power of another law. Speaking of which, this flying warship is really a good thing. Sitting in it, the power of these laws keeps popping out one after another. Fang Fan was talking nonsense seriously. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 985. Everyone rolled their eyes, believing in you. You bad old man is very bad. Palace Master Fang Fan, if I remember correctly, it seems that you have already comprehended the power of the third law, right? Do you want to integrate the power of the three laws to achieve the throne of the Emperor of the Three Laws? The snake charm narrowed her eyes and asked directly. In fact, most people are unlikely to reach the level of the Emperor's realm in this life. Even if there is a chance to enter this realm by chance, most of them will choose the simplest two rules to integrate and promote. Like this three-law fusion promotion, the difficulty has more than doubled. Oh, maybe. What? The Snake Succubus Emperor is the Emperor's realm that breaks through the three laws. Fang Fan looked at Snake Charm in surprise and asked curiously. Me? I don't have this ability. It's the Xiling Palace Master who once merged the three laws to become the Emperor of the Three Laws, but it was a sensation. As the Snake Charm said, there was some envy in her tone. Everyone knows that the Emperor who is promoted through the fusion of the three laws is much more valuable than the Emperor who is promoted through the fusion of the two laws, and the speed of promotion in the future is much faster. It's just that few people are willing to choose this arduous path. After all, promotion is too difficult. If it fails, is it not worth the loss? In history, I don't know how many geniuses wanted to try it, but the final results were mostly similar, and the geniuses who surpassed 90% were bleak, few succeeded. Speaking of which, Fang Fan couldn't help but cast a surprised look at Zi Ling, but he didn't expect this person in front of him to have such a magnificent deed. No wonder her fighting power is far better than the average 2-star emperor. It can even compete with the general 3-star emperor realm powerhouse. It turned out to be the emperor's realm where the 3 laws broke through, so it seems to be more normal. Look at what? Noticing that Fang Fan's eyes were focused, Zi Ling couldn't help but raised her head arrogantly. Fang Fan pouted, he felt that something had gone wrong with this woman recently. Being arrogant at every turn, who can resist this? People keep going. According to the estimated distance, it should not take long to arrive directly. Friends ahead, I don't know if they are also going to Chentian City. I don't know if they can go with us. A few figures suddenly flew over in the distance, headed by a middle-aged cultivator with a beard on his face. While talking, he hooked his waist flatteringly. Sorry, we don't have any vacant seats here. Please find other spaceships to sit on. The snake charm came out of the flying warship and refused directly. It is true that it is convenient to give people convenience when going out, but we must also pay attention to precautions. But not everyone is a good person. Pay attention to Fang Fan to avoid big losses. Hee, we don't need to do anything, we just need to rest on the rock of the spaceship ship. Right? We are cultivators from the Tianluo galaxy, and we are all going to Chentian City to prepare to enter the Chentian secret realm. I don't know where they come from. In front of you is the Wailing Canyon, and there are a lot of wicked people there. We can always help each other when we walk together. Of course, it is impossible for me and other brothers to ride in vain. Please accept the 10 trillion divine crystals as our heart. The bearded middle-aged man said quite sincerely. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 986. Snake Charm pursed his lips, and there was a look of thought in his eyes. Emperor Snake Succubus, he is right, there is the Wailing Canyon in front of it, but there are a lot of god abandoners gathered there. If you are unlucky and encounter a few, it would be good to increase your combat power. It seems that there are indeed many powerful emperors in this group of people. Gu Neng, the pavilion master of Chasing Soul Pavilion, said quickly. You're right, but what if this group of people is wrong? If I'm not mistaken, that bearded man should be a 4-star Emperor Realm powerhouse. There are several 2-star 3-star 3-star Emperor Realm powerhouses around him. We have to deal with it carefully. Snake Charm gritted his teeth and couldn't help but sighed. The intention to harm others is not necessary, but the heart to defend against others is also necessary. You have to be careful. The snake charmer gritted his teeth, looking a little hesitant. Let them come over, Pavilion Master Gu Neng is right, there is always a help when walking together. It's fine if they stay honest. If they really have bad intentions, today next year will be their death day. Fang Fan snorted coldly, a look of cruelty in his eyes. But there is also a 4-star Emperor realm among them, I can't deal with it. Snake said frankly. I'll deal with it. Fang Fan glanced at Snake Charm and smiled calmly. In fact, Fang Fan has other careful thoughts. In fact, to a certain extent, he hopes that these people are gangsters. If this is the case, then he can take the opportunity to harvest a wave, and then win a batch of divine crystals. A horse without night grass is not fat, and a person is not rich without windfall. Fang Fan still understands this principle. If this wave can be controlled well, the benefits are self-evident. Fang Fan's eyes lit up, and he couldn't help but care more. Snake Charm's lips lightly opened, subconsciously wanting to refute, but seeing Fang Fan's confident face, he didn't know how to refute. I always thought that what he said would definitely work. In that case, everyone, come here. The snake charm once again showed a smile and looked at the group of people. Thank you all. The bearded middle-aged man smiled honestly, and then he led people to stay on the bow of the flying warship. We come from the 7th rank force of the Big Divine Sect from the Tianluo Galaxy. I am Simas Yang, the deputy leader of the Big Divine Sect. These are the disciples of the Big Divine Sect behind me. Thank you very much this time. Actually, we also had a flying warship when we came, but we didn't know why we suddenly encountered a space storm and directly destroyed our flying warship. So we can only give up the warship and escape. The bearded middle-aged man first introduced his identity, and then explained the reason for their embarrassment. After he finished speaking, the faces of Snake Charm and others suddenly became weird. Where did your flying warship encounter the space storm? Zi Ling suddenly asked from the side. It's probably about 300 miles away from here in a straight line. There is a very steep mountain there. The bearded middle-aged man Simas Yang frowned for a while, and then said directly. Zi Ling and the others looked at each other, and then they all focused on Fang Fan. Fang Fan's face is innocent. At this moment, there is also a faint sadness. Wouldn't it be so coincidental, would it? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 987. Before, when he understood the laws of space, he did cause some space cracks, and he even exposed the long river of time and space to the outside. But as long as you pay attention and don't collide with those space cracks, there will be no accident under normal circumstances. Fang Fan glanced at the big men in front of him. These guys are not so hard-headed that they drive the flying warships directly into the cracks in space. But anyway, this matter still has something to do with him. Cough, fellow deist Simas Yang, this is too regrettable. Just stay here. If you need anything, just say it. Fang Fan said a few words in a serious manner. Zi Ling and the others on the side rolled their eyes one after another. This guy, the ability to fool people is still so strong. The bearded middle-aged man on the side looked at Fang Fan, but he was full of gratitude. He noticed it just now. It was because of Fang Fan's voice that they were able to enter this flying warship. Thank you, fellow deist. Fellow deist is really heartfelt. Simas Yang secretly sighed. In this age of intrigue, it is very difficult to meet such a kind-hearted good person. Zi Ling and the others on the side have rolled their eyes out of the sky. As for these people in front of them, they clearly sold themselves and counted the money for others. This style is really strong to burst. The flying warship continues to drive forward. In the distance, a long and narrow valley appeared in front of everyone's eyes. The flying warship that had soared high couldn't help drooping a lot here. It seemed that it was attracted by an unwarranted energy, and the entire spacecraft could only lower its flying height. This wailing canyon has always been weird. All flying warships can only travel in the sky below 10,000 meters. Even when a normal cultivator is flying in this wailing canyon. Such a bizarre scene is really rare. The flying warship was driving, and the snake charm explained. Fang Fan nodded secretly. It was indeed a little weird. Rumbling. Bang bang bang. There was a sudden explosion in the distance, and a fireball suddenly appeared in front of everyone. A flying warship has been looted by the God-forsaken in Wailing Canyon. Now that flying warship has been burned and exploded. Simas Yang, the deputy leader of the Big Divine Sect who had been on guard outside, walked in with a panicked expression. He took a few breaths as he spoke. The current situation does seem a little tense, and if it is not well controlled, it may be the end of the entire army. Helmsman. Change direction. Evacuate first. Snake Charm's face changed dramatically, and he quickly gave orders to the helmsman. Obviously, the existence of these God-forsakens made him feel extremely flustered. God-forsaken. This is not the first time Fang Fan has heard this name, but he has not cared about it before, and now these so-called God abandoners have appeared in front of him. From Fang Fan's point of view, these God-forsakens are uniformly dressed in standard black clothes, all their faces are covered, and they are holding a machete, looking extremely hot. Like reapers, reaping the lives of the plundered. The so-called God abandoners are actually those who blaspheme. They don't have any faith. Whether it's the gods of the dark camp or the light camp, they all don't catch a cold. I even feel disgusted from the bottom of my heart. Zi Ling on the side explained a few words. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 988. Fang Fan nodded, he probably understood. The so-called God abandoners are probably a group of angry youths who hate gods. Or, is it simply a god without his own beliefs? Fang Fan blinked. If he counted it like that, he was actually a god-forsaken. He has never been cold about the gods of light and the gods of darkness. In the middle of the speech, the few black-clothed god abandoners in the distance have already rushed over with machetes in hand. No, they discovered our existence. Accelerate. Accelerate the evacuation. The snake charm's face changed dramatically, and the most terrible thing happened after all. In fact, the probability of hitting these God-forsaken people in Wailing Canyon is not very high. Only one lucky person will appear in about 100 people. And unfortunately, they are the lucky 1%. Originally, she just thought, just hide away. But now, they are obviously being targeted by these God-forsakens. And it's getting faster and faster. Seeing it is about to catch up with the flying warship. Fire! The snake charm snorted coldly, and then the gunners who were already ready began to load the divine crystals and fired the divine crystal cannons. Rumbling. The launch of the divine crystal cannon had a certain blocking effect on those who were abandoned by the gods, but obviously, it could not pose a fatal threat to them at all. The urgent situation continues to unfold. The eyes of the crowd were still very urgent. Near. They're coming. Otherwise, let's break up and escape. There are only about a dozen of these God-forsaken people. If we spread out, they may not be able to catch up with us. Gu Neng, the pavilion master of Chasing Soul Pavilion, took a deep breath, and his face gradually became rosy. No one could have imagined how it would suddenly become like this. Now the existence of the flying warships can no longer provide them with protection, but restricts their actions, making them feel all kinds of constraints. If you choose to withdraw now, this sense of restraint will be greatly reduced. It's not as simple as you think. These God-forsakens are all above the realm of the 3-star Emperor realm. The one at the head is more powerful. 5-star Sovereign realm. Fang Fan's expression suddenly became ugly. From the black air rushing from these God-forsakens, you can clearly feel their cultivation and combat power. More than a dozen 3-star emperors, plus a 5-star emperor, this is an unmatched combat power. How to do this? We only have a few 3-star emperor masters here, and this deputy leader Sima Xiong is a 4-star emperor, but it's still not enough. They have 5-star emperor's combat power. Gu Neng, the pavilion master of Chasing Soul Pavilion, swallowed a mouthful of saliva nervously. You must know that this time, in order to allow Chasing Soul Pavilion to successfully obtain the quota of the 7th rank power, he brought all the family background of Chasing Soul Pavilion. Those who appear beside him at this moment are the real geniuses of Soul Chasing Pavilion. If these people make any mistakes, the Chasing Soul Pavilion will be completely cool. In an instant, it will degenerate from the 1st and 8th rank forces of the original Sun Galaxy Dark Camp to the 8th rank forces of the hottest chickens. At that time, it will not be a matter of whether you can get the quota for the 7th rank power, but the problem of life and death, whether the chasing soul pavilion can continue to exist. Hey, I've always been on guard against these godforsakens, but I didn't expect to bump into them in the end. Time is also fate. Seamus Yong, deputy head of the Big Dipper sect, shook his head and sighed with a bitter expression. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 989. Although the current situation is particularly bad, it seems that the only option is to resist. A look of determination appeared on everyone's faces. Fighting hard, maybe there is still a chance. But if you choose to retreat or escape in a scattered way, you will most likely be killed one by one. After all, these godforsaken people at least started in the Samsung Emperor realm. Even, there is a powerful existence of the 5-star Emperor realm. Divide and perish, combine, or fight for life. Vice Leader Seamus Yong. You Baidu Divine Sect contain 10 3-star Emperors. Is it feasible? Fang Fan's indifferent gaze glanced at Seamus Yong. Now he must come up with a charter, otherwise he will die. In addition to me, the 4-star Emperor's realm, our Baidu God will also have 2 3-star Emperor's realm. Let's cooperate and fight against 10 godforsaken 3-star Emperor's realm. Of course, it will not be a problem, but the 5-star Emperor's realm, the leader of the godforsaken. Seamus Yong's face was embarrassed. The 3-star Emperor realm may be a battle, after all, he is also a 4-star Emperor realm, but the 5-star Emperor realm is a crushing situation. How to fight for it? Let me leave the leader of the godforsaken leader of the 5-star Emperor realm to me. Just hold off 10 3-star Emperor realm god abandoners first. Fang Fan's eyes were not only awe-inspiring, but also a little excited. He just wanted to test the combat effectiveness of the heroes after unlocking their cultivation base and reaching the 3-star Emperor realm. For this, he was quite looking forward to it. Here you are. Seamus Yong was stunned for a moment. I, the 4-star Emperor realm, dare not say 3 or 5 moves to catch the leader of the 5-star Emperor realm godforsaken. Are you a supreme real king? Are you sure it works? Even if you add the battle power of the 3-star Emperor realm around you, what can you do? When you reach the Emperor realm, 1 level is the difference between heaven and earth. At this time, it's no joke. It is no exaggeration to say that a 5-star Emperor can completely beat dozens of 3-star Emperors. Otherwise, are you going? At this time, Fang Fan still had the intention to chuckle. Seamus Yong's face instantly collapsed. He quickly shook his head. Someone is willing to resist the attack of such a big guy in front, and he is going to kill himself for Mao. Immediately, Seamus Yong nodded heavily. I'd better follow your instructions and fight against those 3-star Emperor realm powerhouses. As Seamus Yong said that, he started to attack from the side as the powerful emperors who led the Big Dipper sect began to attack. The rest of the 3-star sovereign realm, all of you, take care of it. Fang Fan looked at Ziling and the others and said indifferently. Among their group of Sun Galaxy practitioners, the Demon Emperor Snake Charm of Motion Pavilion is the 3-star Emperor realm. Gu Neng, the Pavilion Master of Chasing Soul Pavilion, is a 3-star Emperor realm. Ziling, the Palace Master of Xiling Palace, is a 2-star Emperor, but she is the Emperor who broke through the 3 laws. Even if it is only a 2-star Emperor, it is not a big problem to resist the short-term attack of a 3-star Emperor. In this way, all the 3-star Emperor realms in this group of God Abandoners have been targeted individually. The only one left is the leader of the God-forsaken leader of the 5-star Sovereign realm. Of course, this one is also the hardest bone to crack. Fang Fan, you take someone out first, and I'm here to resist a wave for you. Ling had a serious look on her face, and then she looked at Fang Fan solemnly. She knew very well how bad the current situation was. If you can't control the situation, it is very likely to collapse completely. At that time, if you want to regret it, you will regret it. Fang Fan looked at Ling. This woman was still as strong as ever. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 990. I withdraw, what are you holding on to? Woman, just follow my instructions and hold a 3-star Emperor level God Abandoner. If you can't hold it anymore, ask for help in time, don't hold on. Fang Fan patted Ling on the shoulder and smiled confidently. Ling was stunned for a moment. This bastard, how did you teach her to be so calm? It's like a tyrannical young master dealing with a little maid. Ling didn't know why she felt this way, but this feeling just seemed so real. Ling was thinking like this, the enemy's attack has arrived. These godforsakens armed with machetes are like a meat grinder, and they start slaughtering like a meat grinder. What Fang Fan has to deal with is the leader of the 5-star Emperor Realm God Abandoner. This battle. The most important thing is to look here. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes became more and more indifferent. All legions and forces below the Emperor's realm retreat. Don't fight. Fang Fan snorted coldly and directly issued the battle order. On a battlefield of this level, there is still a risk of being killed in seconds with low-level sovereign realm combat power, let alone those cultivators below the sovereign realm. A little careless, the loss is heavy. It is in the established interests to let them evacuate first. Mikhail, leading the 4-winged war angel army of the 1-star Emperor's realm to defend the surrounding area and conduct long-range harassment. Dragon Scales, lead the 1-star Emperor's realm Black Dragon army to roam and attack. Galen, Jax, Kyle, Baron Mountain. You are the vanguard, resisting the deadly attack. Caitlin, long-range sniper attack to block this guy's attack speed. Daji, firstly control the control skill Idle Charm, don't use it easily, use other attack skills to perform long-range spell attacks. Vega, the power output of this battle depends on you. Are you sure? Fang Fan's eyes squinted slightly, looking at the little mage Wajia. The most buffed existence among the many heroes under his command, Vega's exclusive skill Extraordinary Evil Power can increase the strength of dark magic without limit by killing enemies. Now, the strength of Vega's dark magic has reached a terrifying level. This is also the strength of Fang Fan's daring to fight against this 5-star Emperor Realm God Abandoner. Blindly going to die is not in Fang Fan's fundamental interests. What he wants to do is kill. Lord, I can seriously injure him. But my dark magic must fall precisely to his fatal position. And, I need time to cast spells. Wei Jia frowned, and then silently said. Self-confidence is naturally there, but the premise must be guaranteed. Deadly position. Precision strike. Don't worry, I will find the most suitable output time and location for you. Before that, get dark magic ready. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes and gave the order directly. The battle begins. Everyone left the flying warships to fight. Those large-caliber divine crystal cannons of the flying warships have become decorations at this moment. All the divine crystal cannons combined to shoot is equivalent to the attack of a 3-star Emperor Realm powerhouse, and here, at a glance, there are dozens of 3-star Emperor Realm and above powerhouses fighting. The scenes of crazy battles make people feel blood boiling. It is this feeling that stimulates everyone to fight for their lives. If you don't fight, you will die. In the face of death, the fighting spirit is even more high.